So here they are. Here are the beams. Here is between this pile and those two small piles back there. We've got over 19,000 pounds of beams, and Wally the welder has done an amazing job welding everything on all these tabs where everything bolts together. And this is basically one giant erector set. So we ordered our ink event, we're waiting on it. That's kind of what's stalling us and holding us up from get everything else finished to pour the slab. One thing that I neglected to realize is that I need gas lines in the house. I need a gas line for gas fireplace and for our stove. And I also want to put in a gas line that runs out of the foundation so that we can put in possibly an in-ground swimming pool or have gas for an outdoor barbecue if we do a gas grill outside. Once this concrete's poured, there's no going back, and we'll have to kind of hodgepodge and rig stuff around the edge of the foundation if we don't get it in now. So I'm real kind of OCD like that, and I want to get everything under the slab that I can, even if I don't end up using it. It's worth it just to get it done now, just in case. Today, as you can see, Connor and I have dug the trenches for putting in the gas line. So we're gonna feed these two lines. One thing I like to do, I like to grunt when I work, because it works better when you grunt. So you'll hear me go, even though I'm only pulling on 1 pound, I grunt. All right, start walking my way, pal. Feed me, Seymour.
Oh, because it's coming out of the pipe?
I'm getting crap inside that pipe. You have to just remember to blow it out before we use it. Feed me. This is the part where I get to figure out how we're gonna bend this without kinking it.
Where do you need to bend it to?
It needs to go through this hole and bend up right here. If you bend it wrong, you kink it. And these pipe is not cheap. I want to say it was like 150 bucks each.
So that's why your cousin and uncle wanted to take all the copper piping out of our old house.
They got $800 and some in scrap.
Wow.
They worked for it.
Oh yeah, they sure did. They got paid for their work. Fair. Put in a lot of time to do that.
Hold up. Okay, let's push. I think that turned out freaking sweet.
That's all you have to do is just kind of push it up like that.
Yeah, it just, I don't know how high it's supposed to be, but it just needs to be where, I think that worked out slick. So you guys finally get to meet the man, the myth, and the legend, Jesse from Rock Solid Plumbing. So Monday rolls around and I called Jesse last night, and what did you say? I said, Jesse, can you come out and help me out? And he said, how's tomorrow morning at 8 sound? So that's service. Thank you, Jesse.
What time was I here?
You were here at 7:30 when I was still looking at the back of my eyelids. So we're working off of plans that are awesome plans, right? The engineer, interior designer, which just so happens to be Jesse's sister-in-law, Janine. Thank you, Janine. So Jesse's taking the engineered drawings and the drawings from Janine, and we're kind of mashing them together. They're a couple inches off, and we're just making it work. The whole main level of the house is going to be polished concrete for our flooring. We don't have to pick out tile, we don't have to wax the floor. It's just once they get done polishing it, it is done. All the people that I've worked with and are working with on this thing, they're either friends of mine, they're business acquaintances. There's a hodgepodge of different companies working on this, but I'll tell you what, they're all just incredible guys. So today we've got Mama working in the garden. So now she's got her spunk back. I gotta give a hand to all the people that do these YouTube channels, and they come out with this great footage and a lot of footage. because I've found that it's miserable trying to do video work and try and work at the same time. Batteries are going dead constantly. The wind blows and all of a sudden your camera points the other way. It's one more thing to keep track of. It's not the end of the world, but I've noticed that it's a total pain in the butt. So I got to hand it to everyone who's done great video work with their channel. But yesterday we scooped everything out. Billy pulled everything out with the backhoe. We backfilled, put all the foam in, backfilled everything back in. We left this gap here for the septic so that these guys could do their work. We can add this piece in later. One of the most important things I think for doing things on a budget is going to be people that you have around you, aka these guys here are some of them. Number one, you need to get your butt out there. You know, if you're, say, maybe someone who doesn't get out much, don't interact with people a lot, doing things on a budget could be tough with this theory that I have. Treat people like they're human beings and treat people more important than yourself. Years and years of that, people remember that stuff and they're going to treat you the same way in return. I don't do those things. I don't treat people good because I want something in return. But when things happen and you're doing something, people are more than happy to help out, just like you have been in the past. Who do you have around you? I think that's key for doing things on a budget. Number two is going to be knowing people that have stuff. So I'm going to get into this thing which some people might feel like you're a mooch, but might feel like I'm a mooch. I am not afraid to borrow things from people. I don't borrow things that I really can't afford to replace. Let's say I need a trailer. The other day when I went to go get these insulated concrete forms, I had to drive 2 hours and it was 7 pallets. A business acquaintance of mine has an enclosed trailer. That trailer's a $15,000 trailer all day long. So for me to buy a $15,000 trailer, have that sitting around and use it once in a while, it's not a good way to spend your money. And so I borrow it. When I borrow it, when I bring it back, it's washed. I put some tire shine on the tires. I take my leaf blower and I blow out the inside, make sure there's no dust in there, and just make it better than when I borrowed it. They might not be concerned about borrowing you a tractor or something in the future if you took such good care of their trailer in the first place. So, first 2 steps of a Sunfish budget: treat people with kindness and treat people treat people as though they're more important than yourself. And don't be afraid to borrow things and take good care of the stuff when you borrow it. There's my first 2 tips on doing things on a budget.